Okay then guys, what is going on? Cloud Plays here and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're inside of Starfield where we have got some incredible news for you PC players. We're also going to be going over a massive move with a Steam beta that's going up about a new update for the game. Bethesda also needs to update its bugs as soon as possible, and we're going to talk about a load of the updates that we can physically see inside of this. Top notch on that part though, we're also going to take a look at some review points which are absolutely crucial to the game's survival. So with that being said, if you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also make sure to check out our sponsor, Cymax, the #1 nutrition experts providing supplements proven to help fitness, weight loss, shredding and bodybuilding. These guys have been so kind to take me underneath their wing, and with their new brand Explode, it has been absolutely incredible. We're going to be giving away a load of this stuff inside of gyms near me and also here on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned to the community page as you may be able to nab yourself a few cans. With that being said, check it out in the link in the description to go and get it yourself, and let's dive into the video. So starting off with a post from Bethesda, we've been hard at work on Starfield updates and we'll be putting our next one into Steam beta next week. This obviously shows that there is quite a big change in this for them to put it into a Steam beta instead of just pumbling it out straight off the bat. But they go on to state, this update will feature NVIDIA DLSS support with frame generation, display and HDR controls for supported systems, and other optimizations and improvements. You'll be able to opt in and try it via the Steam page options, and we'd love your feedback before it goes live for all PC and Xbox players after that. Stay tuned for specifics soon, and thanks for playing. As a side note, DLSS is for PC NVIDIA users only. We'll also have AMD FSR3 support in a future update. This is absolutely huge, and I am so bloody glad that we are starting to see these sorts of things come into fruition. Nice to know that we're going to be having these updates and movements over on Xbox after the Steam beta has successfully gone through and they've got all of the information that they need. But I highly recommend that you guys go and opt in for the Steam beta, give it a try out, give them the feedback that they require, and this is essentially going to give them such a big optimal boost inside of this game. It's something that I am extremely excited about seeing, and I cannot wait to see what they've got going, because realistically and based on these future posts, we know that we're going to see a few changes that hopefully revolve around getting rid of some of these issues. But the things that they are looking at changing are quite in-depth by the looks of things. Now, when we start looking at the main branches inside of the Steam DB, you can see right here that they have been niggling around with that dev tech for days now. Last update on it was 9 hours ago. Also, they've been working on Silver, QA staging main, and Flight just a couple of days ago, as well as Green and Move, you know what I'm saying, you can see it on the screen, within the last 10 days. There's a lot that they've been working on, and it'd be really interesting to see how it is that they bring all of this into fruition. I'm extremely excited. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comment section below. Are you still playing Starfield, or if the bugs and everything going wrong with it really knackered it for you? Next up though, some things that are going wrong inside of the game, and people's opinions are completely and utterly transparent as hell. This post right here, Bethesda needs an update, bugs ASAP. Annoyed is an understatement. I just ran into a bug that most of my hired companions on my ship disappeared off my roster, and I went back to where they are when I hired them, and they are just there, but I cannot interact with them at all. This has to be one of the worst bugs in the game as it affects ship combat buffs. Bethesda needs to update ASAP. I'm sick of waiting. What are they waiting for? Now, this is something which is really frustrating. We kind of have two different flip sides of the coin with this. When the game first launched, it launched in what looked like to be a squeaky clean format, and all of the reports and all of the articles online were that the game was too perfect. Now that we're starting to see that that may not be the case, and these bugs and issues and glitches and stuff are starting to show face inside of the game, we now have the buy side of the table, and now everybody's getting peed off with the bugs and the issues inside of it. Sometimes you just can't keep the gaming community happy. This just happens every single time. No matter what part of the game you're playing, you're always going to find some issues, and that's just the reality of it. Unfortunately, big bugs like this though do need to be fixed, and hopefully Bethesda go in to fix a load of these things later in the future. Now, it doesn't all seem to be negative in ends, but what one thing is showing up is that the Steam recommendations are causing some grief, to say the least. We have a user right here who has had 93.5 hours on record and does not recommend, although has not played it at all in the last 2 weeks. This is a really odd one, although has a very, very detailed breakdown around gameplay, exploration, quests, characters, and writing, and an overall conclusion, which we're going to read out to you right now, because this post is so big. If you want the details of it, you'd have to go down to the description and check it out. And this one does have a developer response, which we're going to take a look at today. But the main conclusion of this is that Starfield is a major step back, not just from the general gaming industry, the RPG genre, but Bethesda themselves. It is entirely unclear what was being done during the exaggerated development time and with all the money spent on it. This is less to do with, there is less to do than in Fallout 4, there is less to do than in the old hold of Skyrim, and there is less to do than in independently developed early access games, when compared to other games that have released not just around the same time, but years prior, and from Bethesda themselves. It is insultingly disappointing. Any modder looking to fix the game would better spend their time developing a new one from scratch. There simply isn't enough time to build off of what to make it worthwhile. Now that is a brutal report, and that is only the conclusion. As I just stated, there is some massive paragraphs inside of all of that to give you guys a bit more of a rundown in detail that you can go and check out via the link in the description. But Bethesda Falco Yamaoka, I've definitely butchered the name, but a developer from the team themselves actually responded to this post stating, "Greetings, we are sorry to hear Starfield didn't live up to your expectations. Some of Starfield's planets are meant to be empty by design, but that's not boring. When the astronauts went to the moon, there was nothing there. They certainly weren't bored. The intention of Starfield's exploration is to invoke a feeling of smallness in players and make you feel overwhelmed. You can continue to explore and find worlds that do have resources you need or hidden outposts to look through. Quests were made to be completed in several ways. You get to decide who lives and who dies at crucial points of the story, as well as how it goes about meeting any given objective. If you are looking to feel OP, we recommend looking at completing the quests that grant you special powers to go along with your heavy weaponry. If you don't feel unstoppable, then we are not sure you will feel like that in any game. We recommend playing around with shipbuilding and increasing the difficulty you play on if you find it underwhelming. It's a completely different experience playing a fast ship that can dodge projectiles versus a slow tank of a ship that is shooting the enemies in a shield depletion race. Outpost creation is helpful for those who want to be able to craft resources or to proceed with building an area where advanced research can be done, like alien breeding. You will also gain lots of XP from your production progress, as well as the ability to continue to expand your own outpost. To provide feedback to development for Starfield, please feel free to submit your feedback using the form here. Never stop exploring, Bethesda customer support. Now that was quite a brutal response from the Bethesda team themselves. For me, though, I think that they have quite a solid point. I think that the problem is people have these games that go on trailers and get promoted in a certain way, and people will make their own expectations on how the game should look themselves. But realistically, a game developer has made a game to be a specific way, and I feel like that they've definitely achieved what it was that they set out to achieve. That doesn't necessarily mean it was good, nor was it bad, but realistically, it does mean that it was achieved how it was meant to be, based on the reactions that we've got from the development team themselves. So is the game bad? Is it good? I think it's all relatively down to what it is that you were looking for inside of this game. If you were looking for something that was going to be absolutely crazy, fast-paced, then you probably want to go and hit something like Call of Duty multiplayer. Probably don't go into space and start exploring desolate planets. But for me, it does what it needs to do. I quite enjoy it, although, like I stated in previous videos, it is getting a little bit dull. It is kind of still having its points where I'm finding new things and experiencing new things for the first time. Let me know what your guys' opinions are via the comments comment section below. But one more post that we do have here is from somebody on Reddit with over 4,000 upvotes. So this one is evidently quite a big banger, but it states that the Oblivion style cinematics are partly why so many quests feel boring. Now that I've played Starfield a bunch, I'd say the decision to go back to Oblivion style cinematics of an NPC staring directly at the camera and nothing else happening was a mistake. It sucks the life out of so many scenes. In the UC questline, there's a part where you and a group of leaders are discussing a really serious problem that should feel dramatic, but no, it's just a close-up of NPC 1, then a close-up of NPC 2, then the third, and so on. It sucks the tension out of everything. Because of this style, every scene ends up feeling like it has all the importance of someone asking you to rescue their cat from a tree. No characters ever move. Everyone stands stock still and stares at you. I'm not expecting cyberpunk level quality, but come on, it's 2023. There has to be a better way than this. And this is a very, very good point. I think that we've had people compare this to Cyberpunk 2077 in the past and say that how can this be on the same level? And to be fair, the developers from Cyberpunk have turned around and said there was no way this was ever going to work inside of Starfield, solely because of the amount of variables inside of the game and how vast the game actually is. Which is true. But there has to be a better way than just having the character stand still and having a stagnant look in your face straight off the bat. I feel like there has to be some sort of maneuverability around the room, maybe just have the audio dialogue actually going, but you can still move around and have those options available, have people moving around in the rooms around them. I think that there has got to be some way of altering this, but they've got a point, you've got to admit. 4,000 people seem to agree. Do you? Let me know via the comment section below. That's unfortunately all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up, subscribe, post notifications turned on, and make sure you check out our sponsor in the description below, Cymax, the #1 in nutrition performance. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. I appreciate all of your faces. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.